Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Pretty Busy. I have two guests here today, Ben and Joe. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for inviting us.
I always feel like people should be here clapping when I say that. Ben, you've been on my old podcast before.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about how I can't wait to just clip loads of stuff and compare the two, because I just feel like that's why I wanted you guys back on the pod, because you're just in such a better place now. And I'm really excited to talk about a little bit about obviously what happened, but where you are now.
Yeah, for sure. I think
he's smiling again.
Yeah. I don't think there was one smile on that last podcast, but I think you said as soon as you walked in, just like body language, like just I think not glowing, but just you're just different.
He's glowing. I mean? Basically, start every episode with what's keeping you pretty and what's keeping you busy. This podcast is obviously more tailored to females, so not exactly the most ideal question, but what's keeping you pretty? Ben, Joe?
I think
just a product you're using, or just
you use quite a little bit,
or anything that you're just seeing a noticeable difference.
Do you know
what?
Minoxidil. So
what's that?
so this is I think it's very men-centric, but in a sense of I've been losing my I think I've been losing my hair.
Okay.
From in the sense of like I'm just receding.
Okay.
But I saw someone say like, "Oh, get on minoxidil," and I've used it, and it like after, because you have to use it for like 30 days until it kicks in, and I was like, it's not working. I'm going to.
Is it like a scalp serum?
No, it's a tablet.
Oh, okay.
And you take it, and it just like thickens your hair a little bit, and like so after 30 days, I was like, it's not working. Then like 31st day, I was like, my hair just went dead thick again. I was like, you know what? This is good. So I don't need to get a hair transplant yet.
Amazing. Do you get PRP?
No.
You should get PRP.
What is PRP?
So I've had it, but Josh has been getting it done. They basically draw blood, spin it, and then inject it into your hair.
No
but
way.
You'll notice like so many new hairs after like the third session.
Well, I'll speak to Josh after this.
Yeah, Josh has
he
loved
swears by
it.
it.
When Josh had his hair transplant, oh no, telling everyone. Did you know Josh had a hair transplant?
No, it was that
Did
good.
you not know that?
No.
It's a good one, definitely, because some people come back with the.
Yeah.
No,
is that why he was wearing a cap a lot in your social stories for a while?
Maybe it was like, oh god, it's got to be. I don't know. It must have been like 3 years ago now.
Oh, okay. No,
really?
It was quite a while ago now.
So before New York?
Before New York.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I didn't
like
realise.
years and years ago. But yeah, he loves PRP.
Oh, nice.
Joe, what's keeping you pretty?
I don't really use anything or take
all
anything
natural.
like Ben does.
He's
I'm
all
all
natural.
You are.
I just get up and train.
Yeah, that's
first
what I
thing
was
of
gonna
the day, every day.
say. So routine. is
Routine.
keeping you pretty. What about busy? What's keeping you busy? Like right now this week, what's keeping you busy?
July's a massive month for us. We're actually opening a pop-up shop, so it's busy.
Very exciting. In London?
In London. Yeah, we've
That's
got
so
we've got three new hires starting this month, and we are fully rebranding this month. So it's a big month for us. We've got loads going on.
That's so exciting.
Migrating to Fashionphile UK, and all our back-end systems are changing from the ones that we used with Luxe Collective to Fashionphiles, which means it's in the back end. There's a lot going on.
So basically, when we relaunched in the UK, we've still been operating as Luxe Collective,
Right. Okay.
kind of thing. It's like Fashionphile powered by Luxe Collective, but now we're moving over to fully Fashionphile UK.
That's exciting.
So
for anyone who doesn't know, introduce this new era of yours.
Yeah, so
post Luxe Collective.
So me and Joe founded a company called Luxe Collective. So I was 18, Joe was 23. We were like straight out of school and uni. So we were super young. We ran it and built it, grew it for 7 years. 6 of those years were amazing. The last year was pretty tough. We had a break in. We weren't as patient as we should have been. So when we did have the break in, it just kind of crumbled the whole business pretty quickly. So we actually closed the company, but we managed to retain our intellectual property.
Yeah.
And then we went to Fashionphile, and Fashionphile were like, yep, we'd love to have you on board. So we got acquired by Fashionphile, and now we head up Fashionphile in the UK.
And for anyone who doesn't know what Fashionphile is.
Yeah, so Fashionphile are the biggest pre-love luxury company, but in the world, not many people have heard of them because they are so US-centric. Yep. So they do about $500 million in revenue. They have about 300 to 400 team members. And for pre-love luxury, like that is nuts. But the amazing thing is about it, and why we love working with them so much, is they're still majority owned by the founders 27 years ago. So they still have that like startup feel to it. Like
Yeah.
the founders are in most meetings that we have. Like it's just,
It's
it's
really nice.
there's such a
Yeah.
buzz to the company,
That's so
even though
niche
it's so old.
for a company their size.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When I think of Fashionphile, like they're huge.
Yeah.
Like,
And that
I
was-
remember one of your first weeks, you sent me a photo with Martha Stewart.
Yeah. Yeah. Martha Stewart. We recently did Cardi B.
Yes.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just when I'm on set doing all those opportunities and like the people we work with and like the amazing exec team when we're there, I'm like, this is such a cool phase because this would have taken us 10, 15, 20 years to
Yeah.
get to this stage with our own business. So
Yeah.
we've kind of leapfrogged that. Like, yeah, it's not our own business anymore, but they've made it feel so close to it being our own department of the business so
Yeah.
well that, yeah, we're just enjoying life again.
And
man.
that's one of the big decisions why we decided to work with them, because originally me and Ben, because we were speaking to you about it in New York, we
Yeah,
we don't know what
we
to
can
do.
cut this out, by the way. But can we talk about that night in New York?
Oh, yeah.
Of
And then,
course, yeah. So
and then the message
but
I received the next day.
we've told Fashionphile this, and they were like we can speak about it. So
Okay.
we were fresh out of just leaving our own business.
Yes.
Like closing down, like we just wanted to start our own thing again. We were like ready to start from zero, but with all our like social equity that we kind of
Yeah.
built up with our IP and stuff. And we met up, and then
I'm going to set the scene for them. So we're in New York.
uh-huh.
We start at Della's,
Yes.
1 bottle of wine. We then decide we're hungry. We go to Max's. This is all just on one street in Tribeca. Don't know what food we ate. 2 bottles of wine. And we're just sitting there kind of, I thought this is how I remember the conversation going. I thought we was like ranting about all the stresses of owning a business and how this step is just kind of like that similar amount of freedom, but without the stress of like managing a team and like all the stuff that just comes, all the miscellaneous like stuff that just comes up every single day. 2 more bottles of wine, wake up the next day, I don't even know who Josh is at this point. And then you send me a voice
We
note.
finished off in the Odeon.
Finish off in the Odeon. Chip, fries, more wine. Get kicked out because it's closing. The next day, Ben sends me like a 3-minute voice note about how he really was inspired by our conversation and he's decided not to go. They've decided not to go to
we
Fashionphile.
just didn't go in.
And me and Josh were like,
What
what
have
did
we
we
done?
say? What did we say? And I'm like, I don't remember. We drank like 4 bottles of wine.
Nah, do you know what it was? So we were so fresh out of and that is exactly how the conversation went, by the way. You didn't remember it wrongly. But we've obviously just landed in New York. We went to see this big, right, to us in that perspective, this big corporate company. And it was good. And they were bigging us up and they were saying how much like they loved our business and they've been following us for ages. And
Yeah.
everyone has heard about Luxe Collective in the UK, but no one's heard about Fashionphile, all that sort of stuff. And then we went out with you and we started speaking. We did start off the conversation talking about all that stuff about the stresses and how good it would be just like not having those, what you said, miscellaneous stresses. But then like as the night went on, and I think me and Joe weren't speaking about it in the night because we were just chatting with you.
Yeah.
The next day we woke up, we were meant to go into Fashionphile's office, but we hopped on the line bikes and we just said to Fashionphile, like, look, we've got an early flight. We're just going to go home. And then we voice noted you and was like, Aimee, we are just so inspired by you. Like last night with just everything you say, like, although it is stressful, we kind of like, we want that stress again. Like
But
it's kind of like
I
a
was
stress
like,
you chase
Yeah,
in a sense.
But it was like the way I was thinking about it was that we were in New York meeting this company and we were like having conversations with whether we want to work with them full
Yeah.
time. And then it's like, but at the same time, we're talking to you who you run your own business. You've got a shop in London. You're in New York. And this is what you're doing. And it's like,
yeah.
this is what we want. Do you know what I mean? It's
This
like,
is what we'd been working for 7 years prior
Yeah.
towards.
yeah.
and it's hard to just let go of that ambition. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it's really nice to have a chill out now and not have all that
Yeah.
responsibility.
But also, you was,
But
I
also
would
it's-
say
yeah.
at that time, you was obviously so fresh from what happened with Luxe Collective. And obviously with Fashionphile, you weren't to know what the journey was even going to look like.
Yeah.
But you
Exactly.
probably have a different stance on it right now.
Yeah,
Well,
for
I
sure.
actually went home and we agreed not to join Fashionphile, like me and Joe together. And I went home and I rung the CFO and I said, look, it's not for us. And then the CFO was
Wow.
like, look, just do it for 6 months. Like, we'll do this, we'll do that. Like, just, we need you for 6 months. So me and Joe were like, right, we can do 6 months. We'll do that. And then to be honest, within the first couple of months, me and Joe were like, this is actually really good.
Yeah.
Like, we really love it. So after, I think, month 2
But
or
I
month
think
3...
that's important lesson as well. Like, you should always try it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree,
Yeah.
for sure. Because, like, now, like, we're living in London, we're growing a team in London, we've got the resource of such a big company backing us. We're getting to travel the world, like, spent the first 6 weeks in Tokyo. Joe's just got back from LA and San Diego.
So
I get to go
fun.
to New York probably, like, once every 3 months. Like,
Nice.
It was
I
a
love
wise
it.
decision looking back as well, because I had a baby in July as well, so
yeah.
I kind of did need to make a sensible
Well, I
decision.
remember thinking, like, oh my God, he's having a baby. Like, what did I do?
Yeah, because we were fully like thinking.
He's hungover as well. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
We were.
But we were fully thinking like, okay, we only need this amount to last for us. We can deal with this amount of money for this long, and then it's got and then, like, reality was setting in a bit, being like, okay, I've got to be sensible here. It's not just me anymore,
Yeah,
and it's a
but-
good opportunity to try.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Fashionphile is huge.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And could you ever imagine, like, an opportunity like that opening? Like, it's kind of like when one door closes,
Yeah.
another opens.
Well, that's what I mean, like, talking about before with the first campaign we did was Martha Stewart, and then the second campaign was Cardi B, and it's like, okay, this is really good learning experience. And, like, the leadership team of Fashionphile, they've all got, like, 20, 30 years experience with what they're doing, and we're like,
yeah.
we
Yeah.
need to learn as much as possible from these guys. Like,
But it's
they're
so
amazing.
interesting that they saw that same in you.
Yeah.
Like, they wanted to also learn from you guys.
Yeah, so one thing they've actually done, and I really love it about them, is because even though they're still such a big company, they take aspects of what we did at Luxe Collective and want to do it with them. So TikTok Shop's a massive example. They never did TikTok Shop or TikTok Live. They looked at it and was like, that is not for us. But then, because they saw the success that we had it when we launched it for them in the UK, they're like, wow, Ben, we want you to come over to the States and do that for us. So we're working on a project to do it in the States now, which is exciting.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I still dance with TikTok Shop. I don't know.
Yeah, I think...
I've heard that, like, brands like Frame are doing it, so I'm
It's-
very curious to see how that rolls out for them.
It's so, like, it depends so much on your product and your brand. Like, I always say, it's not for everybody. But we're not a luxury brand. We just sell luxury brands.
Yeah.
And it works really well for us in a sense of, we sell pre-owned stuff, so trust has to be massive. So
Yeah.
if you're live shopping from someone, automatically you have a lot of trust because you're talking with them.
Yeah.
It's also a good way to get customer service. If someone has bought something, you can get customer service straight away because you're live. And also, it's hard to build communities in pre-loved because it's kind of still a little bit gate-kept. It's not
Yeah.
as much, but, like, it's hard to, like, invite loads of people down for an event where like, with Oddsmuse, people would die to come for an event at Oddsmuse if it's a private event. But with Fashionphile or maybe Luxe Collective more so, it was more a little bit, like, harder to get people down and all that sort of stuff. So with Fashionphile, or going live with Fashionphile, I found it such a simple way to create community.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a group chat going with 30 middle-aged women who it's probably going off right now as we speak, and they all just talk about luxury bags all day, every day. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without TikTok Live.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good strategy for our business model.
And then how does the working dynamic work between you two? Is it the same as Luxe Collective? I know that you both have very different kind of, like, interests and personalities in your work, but is it similar?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty much the same, because Luxe Collective, we developed, as we were talking about this earlier this morning, like we developed skill sets and then realised who has those skill sets. So then, instead of treading on each other's toes and crossing each other's paths, what we now do is Ben sticks to brand marketing and socials, and I'm just operations.
Yes.
So it flows really well. So Ben's the creative and I'm just the organiser. That's how I see it, and we work really well together, and that's why it works so well and will do in the future, because
because you're basically working on different things.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
That's what I've not recently, my sister's been working at Oddmuse for like a year now, but in the finance department, I don't get involved.
Yes.
If we was working together, we'd probably, like, be pulling each other's hair.
100%. In the early days, because when you start a business and it's your first business, you don't know what you don't know, right? So we were stepping massively on each other's toes,
Yeah.
because I was trying to do operations, and that was a recipe for disaster. and Joe, I remember you taking like photos for the socials, and I was like, these are terrible. Like we can't post these. So like, but like
you got to recognise your strengths.
Yeah, and like that's a really important thing for like people starting their own businesses, especially with a co-founder. Is like find your strengths and stick to them. Like obviously there'll be a little bit of crossover, but understand that like your skill set's your skill set. Help out where you can, but don't try and like own someone else's skill set because it just causes friction. And that definitely happened in the early years, but now we hardly
know exactly what we're
yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people talk about how you shouldn't really work with family, but I actually feel like when it works, it really, really works.
1,000,000%. Like we both have undeniable trust for each other. I think that's a massive thing.
But I think in the early days, people could be put off because there are a lot of clashes because you need to mature as a working partnership to
100%.
develop and understand.
What do you think you've learned about hiring in your whole journey?
How important it is to find the right person.
Yeah, like we brought someone over from Luxe Collective to Fashionphile, and he's just amazing. Like he's in the States right now helping build our TikTok shop out there. Like, and I was saying to Joe, it's like when you find good people, like you just can't let them go, like ever.
They actually make such a difference in your business, but also like your life. Good people just free up so much headspace for you.
Yeah. Because you can get so bogged down with like when you talk A, B, and C members of staff, like C members of staff, like you do need people to come in and are happy to do certain things.
Yeah.
But like if you have like a troublesome member of your team, it brings other people down and it like drags you down.
Especially in a small team, it's so easy for that to be infectious, right?
Yeah.
So what we've done, which we never used to do with Luxe Collective, is we use recruitment companies a lot now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and they've helped massively.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They like filter out like people who are just joining the company because they want a job or like they actually find like the right people type thing. So I literally on the way here, I was talking to a recruiter about hiring someone for social media.
Social is the hardest thing to hire.
Massively.
It is the biggest struggle for me, and I think that's one of the reasons why I have hired Sophie, because I'm like, when you find someone that it's not just about whether they can do it, it's also about whether they are that kind of like personality match for you. And it's super hard because now we live in a time where literally everyone with a phone and an Instagram account does think that they can do socials.
I was literally
and
talking
there's
about
more
this
than
yesterday,
that. I think when you're in, this is what I've realised about social hires is, I think one of the reasons why I'm finding it the hardest to hire for is because the feedback seems so minuscule. Like you'll be telling people to just kind of like stand back a little bit or do it, and it seems like quite petty because it's always like the feedback must feel so constant in comparison to other roles, but it's a lot more in the details,
and also like quite condescending in a sense of like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh no, you can't stand there, just take one step back. And like, okay, but it's like it's so important. Do you know what I mean?
And it's also like things change all the time. Like something we did like last year isn't going to work anymore, so we can't do that anymore. So we're constantly having to switch up things, and I feel like it has to be a right personality fit to not take that personal, because 100%. It should just all be in the good of the account, and it's all things that don't matter, like standing back and stuff like that. That's genuinely why I've cracked the code, why I feel like I struggle, because I feel like the feedback is, it sounds like you say so condescending, but it's just to get the details right. And you have to, and things change all the time. It's like the one thing in your, well, it's not the one thing in your business, but it's really not in your hands
for sure.
So you have to hiring in social is really hard.
We're not struggling on socials, but we're in a place on socials where like I've never been before. Like we're smashing it for so long on socials.
No, I feel I have the exact same with Ob Muse.
Do you know what I mean? And like it's like, okay, I was speaking to the recruiter on the way here, and I'm like, look, the person coming in, there's no pressure on them. Whereas if they come in 2 years ago when we were getting 1 million views a day, there's pressure because you need to keep up those targets. But now it's like, look, I want the person to know they've got freedom. There's no pressure. They've got guidance from me and the wider team at Fashionphile, but like we just need to actually get doing the thing.
Activate it.
Because we're like so busy growing the actual business, we're not executing. Like I speak to Joe about all these ideas I have all the time for socials, and we're like, oh great, well who's going to do it? Do you know what I mean? Because
not enough hours in a day.
Got no focus on it whatsoever. So I'm confident we'll get back to that place. It's just like, because we were off socials for 6 months as well, our engagement went like down completely. So it's a journey right now to try and, like I was saying to Joe, it's like a rebuild of socials, which
Do you know
I'm
what
so excited for.
I feel like where we're struggling is, I feel like years and years ago when like Muse was at its height, even when Luxe Collective was at its height, none of like the big players were like coming down to like more of a personal level. But now you've got people like M&S doing like really funny ads, and like I'm like, I need to like high production or humour
Curry's,
now.
PC Worlds,
Yeah,
they also do it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like we've inspired the big players to do what we was doing with a bigger budget.
Massively.
So I think that's where we're struggling as well. So I'm like, we actually need to like put budget into these like silly
even like
little
McDonald's
TikToks.
with their CEO trying the cheeseburger and stuff like that, and then like I was speaking to someone about this yesterday, like employee generated content. It's kind of like a test. Like if you look back in hindsight, it was kind of like a test for the executive. So we're going to see a lot more of like executive generated content now, which you've been doing for forever. But do you know what I mean? From the big corporate businesses. Have
you seen like M&S have got the
food buyer
that's been working there for like 20 years?
Yeah.
Like that is.
It was the woman standing outside the.
You see them all the time now. She's just reviewing all the new releases.
Yeah,
out, isn't she?
I do think that's why I think the Odd Muses and Luxe Collectives and like that's where the struggle's coming from, because we have inspired the big players to put a bit more cash into it.
Because there's even like silly things like in TikTok and Instagram where they've got these like mini like influencers who've just come big on those platforms doing funny things. I was watching something earlier when you say Curry's. There's a guy who balances stuff on his chin.
Yeah.
And Curry's have done a video with him. He's got like 150,000 followers. Curry's have done a video with him of their employees watching him watch a telly with balance on his chin. But it's like that would never have happened like 1 or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now those players are going that deep into it.
Also on that topic of like big businesses, going back to TikTok Shop, do you know who smash it on TikTok Shop? Shark.
Yeah.
They like are such.
I really want one of those chill pills.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, at first when they was like putting all their budget into like all the influencers, I was thinking, no, surely no one's gonna walk around with that. Like they should be like. They should be targeting like my mum, like menopausal women with like hot flushes. Like why? And now in Cannes, I was the only one without one. I was like, that would have been a lifesaver.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing.
They're all sold out as well.
And everything they do, like the affiliates, they smash it with the affiliates. Like everything they make videos on, I buy. Yeah. I ended up buying a Hoover.
The robot Hoover?
No, it was a handheld Hoover, and then I bought because they released a mop, and I bought the mop. Then a week later, they released a Hoover mop. I was like, I bought both of them separately. I could have just waited and bought them together. But
that was their tactic. When you lost Luxe Collective, who were you then and who are you now? And how long ago was that? Like,
so we did the video April 2025.
So we closed in May. The 1st of May was when we like officially all the employees went. So we must have done the video towards the end of May. Or just before we started sending all the product back. So
coming over a year or a year now?
Yeah, it's over a year now. You're just over a year.
So who were you both then? Who are you now?
I was definitely like, I lost a part of me kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd been doing this since I was 18. I didn't go to university. I started the business when I was in 6th form. This was like my whole life. So like, it felt like I was losing like a part of me type thing. And I think now I've kind of realised that like it's just a season of your life type thing. Like I've learned so much from that period. I made a lot of mistakes, but I also like created something amazing, which I give myself credit for now that I didn't a year ago. So like, I think it's important to just understand like in your life you will go through different phases and you just gotta embrace it.
Yeah. For me,
who are you now?
It's
apart from the fact that you're literally a dad now.
Yeah. So I wasn't a dad and now I'm a dad, which is one thing. But for me, it's the journey. So not many people can, like, reflecting on it now, not many people can say they've grew a business from the mum and dad's spare bedroom to like a $10 million business and then had to close it. So like we've gone full circle because a lot of people like yourself have carry on the success, which is amazing, which is what we wanted. But not many people have to go through everything that we had to go through. So letting people go, making people redundant, then actually closing the company.
Yeah.
So like reflecting on it now, it's like we have learned, touching on what Ben said, we've learned so much in that period of time that we can take with us forever and that we'll know for all the other paths we go down.
Yeah.
And like,
I also think it's a whole different scenario when you've built in public and you've also lost it in public.
That's what you said, Ben. It's really hard to fail publicly.
It's so hard to fail publicly. Like, it was brutal on socials for a good month. Like, personal attacks aimed at Luxe Collective and myself.
Yeah, well, you put yourself more as like you were the face of the
Of
brand.
course, yeah. So like, but that's the cost of business. Like, the reason why Luxe Collective was successful was because I was the face of it. The reason why it got loads of hate when we closed is because I was the face of it. So it's just that thing. Like you received it in the past as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's the cost of doing business.
But this is one thing I wanted to bring up with you guys. So obviously you would have got all these comments and stuff like that, but beyond all of that, Fashionphile saw something in you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, when I've gone on previous podcasts, these people in the comments are non-experts.
Yeah.
Like when they're speaking on, you know, anything to do with luxury fashion or anything to do with, you know, whatever I'm doing, I'm like, okay, I've been doing it for 5 years. Selfridges are having a great old time. All these buyers love Odd Muse. Why would I listen to you?
Yeah.
And I think in that situation you guys were in,
Uh-huh.
people, I don't even know what the comments were, but I can imagine
My
they were.
sister does. She's known all of them. She responded to all of them.
Oh yeah.
It's like your mum changing the name. I was like to my sister, you have to change your username.
Well, she did, to be fair.
I could actually. Where was my train of thought there? No, I could imagine that you were getting comments from people that had felt like they had sussed the situation out as to why you've lost your business and was getting it completely wrong. But in all of that, people that are doing 500 million a year taking over the US and have been doing this for 27 years saw you guys and thought, we need them.
That's a really nice way to put it.
Literally, don't listen to these stupid people.
Yeah.
Like,
it was
for sure. It's just, I agree completely with what you're saying, and you are right. I think on a human level, it's really hard.
Oh, yeah.
And
You're preaching to the choir. I'm like the most sensitive person in the world. I'm speaking on this now, but when I just really, like, when you're out of that, like, manic,
you feel like you need to respond to all the comments, like like they don't know, like you need to let everyone know. It's
well, we spoke about it last time you was on the other pod. It was like you feel like you don't even want to go outside.
Massively.
You
feel like someone's going to throw an egg at you. Honestly, it's horrendous.
You had a period of time where you were struggling with it.
Yeah, I just didn't leave my apartment for like 4 weeks, 6 weeks. I would only go to play paddle because I knew that my demographic wasn't playing paddle. I was like, right, the paddle court's only 2 minutes away. I'll go play paddle and come back. And I was struggling.
We're laughing, but that is crazy.
Yeah, I was just that was the first phase of my life after the business where I was like just sitting on the couch, watching Netflix all day, only going out to play paddle, eating crap.
Yeah.
There was a Chinese that opened at the bottom of my apartment. I was like eating that, getting Deliveroo's. I put on loads of weight, to be honest with you, and that was just after closing the business.
Yeah.
But again, it's just a season of your life. You will go through that sort of stuff.
What was it like for you, Joe?
For me, so obviously we closed the business in May. I had the baby in July, and it's like, what are we? So firstly, it was nice to be able to be off with Poppy and have like those 3 months of being really present and being there every day with the baby as a newborn.
That's amazing that even just you can say that you was present.
Exactly. So looking back,
and it
those 3 months would have looked very different if we still had Luxe Collective, because we go in early, we come home late. So like, I wouldn't have had the time I had, which I can really appreciate now.
Yeah.
But it was still like, what are we gonna do, Ben? Like,
yeah,
it was still all up in the air.
I was the one going around trying to like.
Was it hard to be like sensitive with each other's feelings?
I think we're immune to that now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
We're pretty direct and straight with each other and honest, and like we know what's best for each other.
It's the only way we can be as well. Like, especially when Ben was going through that time period of it really affecting the comments and stuff like that. Like for me, I've always stayed out of, like, not stayed out of it purposely, but it's Ben's side, so I've not really touched on it.
Need to be in it.
So I'm not in it. It doesn't affect me as much. So like, I was always saying to Ben from like a stepping out of it point of view, like, they are nobodies really. Like, you don't need to listen to what they were saying, because it was a similar time when you were having a period of time where it was affecting you as well. Because I was speaking to Josh about it. It was like me and Josh were speaking about like the same thing with what Ben was going through and what you were going through. And we were very lucky to be in that point of view where it's not affecting us, but we can look at it from a perspective of, like, they don't know who you are. You don't know who they are. They're just people who've got nothing better to do.
Yeah. But also, one thing I really want to point out is they're the non-experts. I think we always, whenever we talk about these people online, like, oh, you don't know them, or they don't, but they actually don't know what they're talking about.
Mhm.
So when you have people like Fashionphile coming to you, that just proves that they saw the potential.
I think initially with you as well, because I was the one going around like chasing the deals type thing because you were at home with Arabella. I kept on like supplying, like saying like we've got this, like what do you think of this? And like initially like you were like, oh, I don't want to move down to London.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I've got a life up here. Like, and then I was back like to like the drawing board, and I was trying to convince you of why we should take this deal with Fashionphile and all that sort of stuff. That was before the whole scenario of like we decided both not to take it. But there was also a phase of like we just didn't know what we were going to do.
Yeah, it was just the unknown, wasn't it? And it was like we were patient though because we got so many offers from so many different people to do different things. Some of it was just like people trying to jump on something that we'd created and use that.
I remember you telling me you had like quite a few crazy offers come in.
Yeah.
Do you look back? It might still be like too fresh, but do you look back and think this was something that was supposed to happen, or?
Don't. It's so hard.
It might be more of like a 10-year answer.
Yeah, because like we still haven't achieved what we've set out to achieve type thing. But maybe it's a question for further down the line, in a sense of like we know we're gonna do something really cool in the future. It's only been a year.
Yeah.
We're just resetting, restarting from a more advantageous position to when we started Luxe Collective. But yeah, it's been a positive experience, put it that way.
Yeah. Are you not like so proud of yourselves?
No, because and I always say this to people, it's like we were kind of growing our businesses together, right? Like on socials, I remember us two being at around 5 million at the same time period.
Yeah.
And I always say this to people, I'm like, Aimee grew from 5 million to 20 million in like 1 or 2 years, and we grew from 5 million to 7 million.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Exactly. But like,
but it's always there.
It was always there for me, and me and Joe were like, "Ooh, this is gonna take us so much longer than we thought to like grow and all that sort of stuff." And we kind of just got stuck in that trap of comparing ourselves so much
with the business model, because the business model is tough.
The business model is such a tough business model, but like we are proud in a sense of what Joe was saying before. We've done the full circle thing. We grew a business to 10 million, all that sort of stuff. But we know we're capable of so much more, and we just wanna achieve it. And
what are your? I don't want to ask you 5-year plan because I've never been able to answer that question myself. Unless you want to answer that question.
No, I think
Fashionphile is the 5-year plan so far.
That's what I was thinking as well. Okay, what are your kind of like goals in your role with Fashionphile? Like, what are you hoping to achieve for them, for their growth?
I want Fashionphile to be known throughout the UK. Like at the moment, unless you're a pre-love luxury stan, you don't really know Fashionphile. Like the average person who shops pre-love luxury doesn't know Fashionphile because they've only ever been so focused in the US. Yeah. Like I want to be able to say like I was the person who made everyone in the UK know who Fashionphile was. Yeah. So I think that's my target for the next few years.
Yeah, and that's so the way, like I said, mentioned before, the way me and Ben work is Ben creates that and then we deal with it. So like I deal with what Ben creates so that we can grow and scale to get to the point where we want to be at least a £50 million business in the UK.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course you will. You can do it. Where's the pop-up shop? Tell me more about the
So
pop-up
it's going to be in Vauxhall.
Okay.
So it's more of like a hidden one by appointment.
Right.
But it's all done up now. There's like Fashionphile branded, amazing, like their notorious wallpaper that they have all through the States. We've got sofas. We've got.
It's a really cool location.
It's a really cool space.
Overlooking London Eye and South
yeah,
Bank,
it's got
like
a lovely
that.
view. You can come and buy, shop, sell, browse, all that sort of stuff. So we're excited for it because we tried to create a showroom in Luxe Collective, and because it was so far away from anywhere and our biggest audience is in London, I think we got a whole one person to the showroom. So we're super excited because we're still getting people coming in now just to our office to like just drop stuff off and all that sort of stuff. So when we actually have a space that is dedicated to that, we're gonna be getting lots of people in, doing lots of events, all that sort of stuff.
Do you have a lot of your customers from Luxe Collective?
Yeah.
Come over, yeah.
Well, I like so many.
Because I remember when I went to your TikTok shop thing.
Yeah.
it was like a live in the office.
Yeah.
There were so many excited women there that like love Luxe Collective. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, like these women are just like dropping cash.
Yeah.
They're all in
Yes.
Ben's group chat now.
Yeah. Oh, are they? I was
We've
saying because that
kind-
was such a like lovely community that you had with
Yeah.
Luxe Collective. So I would like to think they would have most certainly followed you there.
100%. And what I would even say is like we've kept those people and we've got more people
Acquired more.
in a sense of, because Fashionphile buy and own all of their products, we with their resource we've been able to stock like really premium pieces. So like your Chanel classic flaps, we have about 7 on the website now,
Yeah.
whereas with Luxe Collective we would have had 1 a month maybe.
Yeah.
Now we constantly have 7 that have every month. They're always available, different ones. We have Kelly's Birkins, like 20 to 40 different pieces, from like mini Kelly's to Birkins 25s, all that sort of stuff. So we've kind of like gone up a level with like
Yeah.
customers as well, which is amazing.
Which is
Yeah,
when you go
that's
back
cool.
to talking about what we want to achieve with Fashionphile, it's allowing us to do what we really wanted to do with Luxe Collective a lot
Yeah.
quicker, and we can get to this.
It must be the most amazing experience.
It is cool
Yeah.
because like we were saying in New York that time, we don't have those
Yeah.
pressures
Yeah.
that like you have, that
Yeah.
I don't envy you for at all, because it's tough, especially growing a
But
business
then
on your
going
own.
back to good people, I really
Yeah.
don't feel them stresses anymore, because
Yeah.
when you get, it's not even good people, because I feel like there's good peoples at every level, but as you start hiring like more senior hires,
Experience is probably
yeah,
the best word.
experience. Yeah, they know not to like bring certain things to you. Like a priority for Fashionphile is going to be like to keep you on your A game if you're doing like the scaling, and if you're facilitating that, Fashionphile probably aren't going to bring any like, I don't know, people stress or anything that's going
Yeah.
on, because
Yeah.
it can't keep you on your A game, and that's how I'm running my team. But as a founder, you don't always get that.
Yeah, 100%.
What would you say are like the biggest pros to the situation you're in now, where you're kind of like scaling the company, but you've not got the stresses of actually owning the company?
Having like a fully fledged HR backing is really great, like for hiring, even for just sorting out like the little things like
Yeah.
holidays and sick
yeah,
pay
yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. Like that used to take so much of your time, didn't
Yeah.
it? Like it, and it's like you don't understand all these little things that when you are a small startup trying to scale, all the things that take so much of your time. Fashionphile
Yeah.
have just been like, you do what you're good at
Yeah.
and just
Yeah,
grow it as
that's
quick and as
amazing.
fast as
It's
you
just
possibly
The
can.
Because
resource
they know
everywhere
that's
as
how
well.
you get the best results.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just saying, it's the resource everywhere as well. Like, if we need anything that we haven't experienced yet, instead of us having to learn it ourselves now, we can go to people who have, and people who've
Yeah.
got experience in it who can help us through it.
Yeah, they're really good at
Yeah.
that. Like, there's like 400 people on Slack that if you've got a question, someone is there
Yeah.
who will answer
God,
you like
that's
that.
amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then I don't know whether you want to keep this in, but I think last time you were talking about like hiring a CEO. Have you hired a CEO yet?
No, I've
Okay.
hired a. So I had loads of hiring issues last year, and I always find hiring the most traumatic. I
Yeah.
don't, out of anything that goes on in the business, like it could be like, I don't know, but I just find hiring and people like really. I want someone to come into Odd Muse and stay, because
Yeah.
that's kind of like how the first 5 years of Odd Muse was. But as you grow a team,
Yeah.
it's like when I worked at ASOS, like people were like coming and going all the time. So that we had kind of like a little bit of that last year, and that really affected me. So I made our finance director our managing director,
Nice.
because
You
when I
loved him,
think,
didn't you? You were
yeah,
just
like
talking.
I need to work with people that can be like a bit off record. Like I don't feel like I'm the most professional person. I get overwhelmed. I need someone that I can just like ring and just be like, ah, and he's that person
Yeah.
to me. So he kind of took over operations and just customer service and just this whole side of the business, and I didn't really need to think about that anymore, like pretty much overnight.
Wow.
Like we had that conversation. He was kind of like my glorified accountant, and then he come over as like a managing director,
Yeah.
and I just saw that instant change. So I was like, I need a director for like the marketing side of the business. I do feel like my strength of the business really is the creative side of it, but the creative is also like the product. It's not just the marketing. So when we go back to them conversations about, actually, I've got all these ideas, but I can't execute them because you've only got 10 minutes with me today. So I hired a brand director.
No way.
Yeah. And it's more like, I felt like got to a point with the business where I was just talking about product a lot,
Uh-huh.
and I want to talk more about the brand.
Yeah.
So she's come from like Charlotte Tilbury, worked with like Charlotte Tilbury in the early days,
Wow.
and then went to a brand called Gissy. Have you heard of them? They're like, they're a beauty brand, but she went viral for like, she's like, her dad's like a beekeeper, and it's really cute. But
Yeah.
they're like a huge $100 million brand.
Oh, no.
And I feel like I'm trying to build my team up now. When I'm hiring, I'm looking for people that have worked in $100 million brands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just very different. Like, we're really stuck at this 20 million.
Yeah.
Like, we can't grow much more at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But the
that's where
people
we're
will
at.
allow you to grow.
Yes, yeah, because it's just experience. Like
they've-
I've
they've done
I've
it.
got a team of executors, but we need to know what we need to
You
be
don't
doing.
know what you don't
You don't
know,
know
right.
what you don't know,
Yeah.
and I think that's like the next stage for a team. But CEO definitely in the next couple of years.
How important was it having that relationship with the finance director that you made managing director before you brought him in?
How important was
How
it?
important was the relationship you had before? Because giving someone that much responsibility, if you hadn't had trusted them before, would have
Oh,
been
it's so
like,
important.
yeah.
It's so important because it's like, you know, it's like your baby.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. So yeah, I've just got 2 directors at the moment, and that just means I have 2 people to speak to.
Mhm.
I think that as you grow as a founder, you need to kind of lessen the amount of people that you talk to every day, as savage as that sounds. But it's just to be able to compute and manage and work. When you was going to announce Fashionphile, how was that? What was the feelings? Was you nervous? Was you like, how did you feel?
We were excited, I think, mainly because when we did our closing post, there were so many people being
Yes.
like, we can't wait to see what you're doing next. You're going to smash it, whatever you do. Like, I'm going to support what you do next. So even though it was 6 months after and we hadn't posted for 6 months, we knew people were going to be excited.
Yeah.
And we saw that from like the comments on that post.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that they didn't just comment it because they wanted to comment
Yeah.
it. They were actually supporting us, and
Yeah.
we're ready for the next stage, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much similar to what Ben said. It's nice just to have that affirmation of people really did mean what they say. And we did actually reflect on, like, it made us think of what we actually did build. Like you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier, like, you could never really reflect when you're growing a business as quickly as we were growing it. And, like,
Yeah.
every day's different. And it's like you don't have the time to be able to, like, look and say, oh, or admire what you've done. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But because we did have that time, we had 3 months off and we announced something new, and seeing how excited people were about it, it was like we actually did something quite cool.
What did you learn in those 3 months not working?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I think it was 6 months, you know, because we closed it in May.
June, July, August.
What, October?
August. We
October we launched.
no, but we started in August working with them, and then we
Yeah.
launched in October.
But the next social post was October.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
See,
So
see there you go. What did you learn? My perception of time just
The
disappeared.
only reason I bring it up is because I pretty much did the same thing at the beginning of this year. Like, I took the first like 3-4 months off.
Yeah.
oh wow.
I took up until April basically off, like taking calls here and there, keeping up to date with the business, but I just needed a reset.
Yeah, I think I was massively burnt out.
Yeah.
I kind of learned that it's not, in the grand scheme of things, your business is not that important, in a sense of like,
That's what I learned in my reset. I was like, I'm not saving lives.
Yeah.
well, my girlfriend always says it's PR, not ER.
That's a good one.
So like, I just learned, like, look, whatever you do in life, as long as you enjoy what you're doing, as long as you achieve or you're working towards what you want to achieve, like, just do whatever makes you happy. Like,
Yeah.
it is not the end of the world that like, there's been a million businesses before you that have closed.
Yeah.
Just because your business is closed doesn't mean your life's over. Like, get a grip and sort it
Yeah.
out type thing.
Yeah. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, like, apart from losing all perception of time, like I said, we had Arabella, and similar to Ben, like, the actual importance of things changes. Like, we
Yeah.
grew a business, and it was our whole lives for so long, and then we lost it. Like you said, it is like your baby. Like, every decision you make in life and in work is all centered around Luxe Collective, and it was. And then you go through 6 months of not making any decisions based on that, and you do reflect, and like, you can have a life without having that as the be all and end all,
Yeah.
and it is important too as well.
Yeah. I'm going to finish with like some quick fire lessons.
Let's go.
One thing you'd never do again.
Oh, God.
It's got to be one thing.
One thing.
For me, it would be not try and predict growth too early, because what we did was we went into a 12,000 square foot unit too early because we were predicting something that didn't end up happening.
Okay.
That would be my...
Yeah, hire slower. I used
That's
to
a
hire
good one.
I used to hire really fast and then fire really fast.
Yeah.
Whereas you should take your time hiring people.
Absolutely.
See, it's quick fire. That's
Yeah.
I
why
know
I
it's
was
hard though,
stumbling.
isn't it?
Yeah.
One thing you would absolutely do again.
Ooh.
Start a business.
Start a business.
Oh, good. I'm glad you said that. Biggest misconception of business failure.
That if you fail, you're a loser.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you're not. Like
Yeah.
you're even if you fail, you're such a winner compared to the person commenting on
You
socials.
said on the last pod that I loved was that there's a difference between.
Failing. There's a difference between giving up and quitting.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Biggest misconception of business failure.
That it's the end of the world and you're not going to be able to do anything like that again.
What does success look like now compared to 5 years ago?
So when we were first growing the business, it was like a massive unit, as many people as we can hire,
100
like
million.
100 million, all this sort of stuff.
But for me, it'd be happy, healthy, and doing what you enjoy doing.
Life outside of work.
Yeah, I think traveling the world. I think when we were growing our business, I didn't travel for like 6 years,
Yeah.
and then with Fashionphile, I've gone to Tokyo, New York, San Diego, LA, and like
Got the boy out of
I
Liverpool.
know.
yeah,
It's got
exactly.
about.
So
He's going to get an American accent soon.
yeah. Oh, when you're over there, you start saying stuff
My
like,
brand director
vacation.
is a Scouse.
huh?
My brand director
No
is
way.
a Scouse.
Where's
yeah.
she from?
Don't know. I'll text you later.
Okay.
What's something you wish every founder knew before things go wrong?
It will all be okay in the end.
Nice.
That things go wrong.
It's normal.
That,
Yeah, like things-
that is,
things
it is
go
normal.
wrong.
Like when you are in those situations, it feels so like personal and
Yeah.
unique to you. But
Uh-huh.
it's like,
It's like, why is it happening to me?
it's happened to 10,000 people
Yeah.
before. It's going to happen to 10,000 people tomorrow.
I loved
Thanks
it.
for coming on. Pretty busy.
No worries.
Hopefully, it won't be another like 6 months till I see you again. We're gonna have to get you out to
I
Dubai.
know.
Thank you everyone for joining us for another episode of Pretty Busy. We will see you on the next one, and make sure you watch it on Spotify.